Y'all come on in the house.
Come on.
What's happening?
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey. Okay.
Locked in here.
Oh, man, listen. We are straight. All the cameras are straight. We're not crooked at all. My baby, he just could not help it. He had to have something shift. And it was me this time. That's just how he rolls.
How was y'all week? How was the week? I tell you what, we gave y'all an opportunity to come to a show. We gave y'all a nice little blurb, a little quick advertisement about it. Yeah, we had a rock out party.
Oh my God.
Oh, we forgot the mics. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? I knew it was something.
Well, we got time. They're still trying to come in. You entertain for the time being. How about that?
So, tell y'all what. The show was phenomenal Friday. We had the show at the corner at Wedgwood. Man, when I say it was crazy, from opening act was Zeus Rebel Waters, followed up by Kenny presenting the Brown Liquor Music Band, then Ali OG, the Wizard, and Ali Gabriel, the Wizard, and topped it all off with the one and only Pink Beard. Whew. Y'all talking about a whole juke joint situation? It was that. It was that. So y'all don't want to miss the next one, I'm telling you. You do not want to miss the next one. They charged that back? I don't have the Bluetooth on.
I gotta plug it in. I was trying to pin it on first.
You can mess it up now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How she gonna put the mic shot? Talking about the phone is all set up, the camera's ready to go. Oh dang, we here. So, anyway, interesting week, fun week. Family's definitely recovering, trying to recover from our losses, but all in all, it's been nothing but love shown. Definitely appreciate you guys for your support, everybody that poured in the love, sending messages. Thank you so much. All of that love and support from all platforms. Man, it means a lot. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. I have loved on my husband, loved on my mother-in-law. It's almost hard. We went from mother-in-law to mother-in-love. Her and my mom have decided they are fast friends. They are friends, which is always a blessing. And I was upgraded from I love you too to I love you more.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. So shout out to her and to all our friends and family. Listen, we were trying to think of a topic for this week. And y'all, I swear to you, before we got started, we used our platform to send to everybody we knew and ask them always, would they send us questions about things that they wanted to know about? And we have a reservoir of questions from different folks who saw what we were doing. Am I boring you, sir?
I didn't even do nothing. Can I go to y'all? You might have been.
I'm just saying. So thankfully we have a whole bunch of questions just in stock. But if you guys have any questions about your relationships or, how you can go into a healthy type of relationship, please make sure you DM us. You can send them in my DM, Corey's DM, or even simpler, go to Love Jones on any of our social media platforms. You can do it that way. You can send questions to info@lovejones.com. Or, you'll find us. So however you want to send them, you can send them. Right. I say that because a lot of weeks, babe, the show for the week writes itself. For sure. And this week is no exception.
A lot of these conversations come straight from the heart, from the home.
Yes.
Real life situations, not just creating content by pulling stuff out of the sky. It's like, what really happens to us?
Yes.
What really happens in the household? And so something really, really interesting happened this past week. And I think after us talking about it, we realized that this may be something that happens in everybody's relationship,
Right.
and we just don't really talk about it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Or at all. And it's funny after you really think about it. You know, it's like, dang, you too, you know?
Right.
But you want to break it down?
Well, you tell the story so
right.
well. So you give the scenario because you were the one that called me out on it.
So, all right. Now, buckle in. You know what I mean? We're going to talk like grown people tonight.
Very grown conversation. So
very grown. You know, so.
hide your children. This is not a conversation for them.
Nah, you know, you train them about that later on.
Right.
So here we go. This week, I was feeling a bit randy, right? A lot going on and, you know, a lot of emotional ups and downs, but, you know, brother just wanted to be, you know, taken care of, for lack of better words. Right? And so I'm laying in bed, my wife gets in bed, and I'm like, I know she got to know that I'm feeling some kind of way tonight, and I need some extra Marvin Gaye.
Right. Marvin Gaye, that's a good way to describe it.
You know what I'm saying?
You wanted some Marvin Gaye.
No homo.
Right.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
But
Pause.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? You know. But anyway, some sexual healing, you know? And so while I'm laying there, and I feel like my wife got to know this. You know, she got to know how I'm feeling right now. And I started really going in with myself saying, you know what? I ain't gonna move. I'm not gonna give her no signs, no indications, because she should know this. All right. And all the while she's laying there, and in her mind,
I'm thinking, you know, you would think that he would want something from me. And he knows how I feel right now. Why is he not grabbing me like I want him to? I also go into, do I smell good? Like, I just got out the shower. Do I still look pretty? Because as women, we go through all kind of things in our mind. Is he attracted? Maybe he just depressed. He has had some losses. All of that is going on in my mind. And so now I'm starting to feel away.
So I don't care nothing about how she's feeling. All I know is I feel a certain kind of way, right?
Right.
I'm not about to flex, bend, or give in and ask, right? And I'm not going to bust the move first because I feel like she should bust the move first. Right? Anyway, TV goes off, lights go out. I can't take it no more. I fold. I give in. And I'm saying, you know what? I ain't even going to be super romantic. I'm just going to take it. Not realizing.
I was born and raised in a bride. I was born and raised in a bride.
That's what she was wanting to do the whole time,
That is what I was wanting to do.
So both were satisfied, to say the least. But the interesting thing, the most interesting part of this, was the next day, I'm on my way home. And I called, I said, I got a confession. I said, you know, that whole time before we went into our adult moment,
Marvin Gaye,
our sexual healing, I said, I got to tell you how I was feeling. I said, I was feeling some kind of way. And I felt like you should have busted a move, but I was putting more pressure on myself by not just doing what I should have done to begin with, because I knew how I was feeling. I should have just started the process, you know what I'm saying, and not even put that on you, because it was me who was feeling like I wanted that, right? Now, my wife's so super cool. She says,
"Hey, me too." I was sitting up trying to figure out why you wouldn't just grab me. And so I was so excited when you did. And so I thought, oh, good. He felt my energy. He understood the assignment. I was so happy. I had a fantastic night. Woke up pleasant the next morning, and my baby was feeling away. And I didn't even know he was feeling away. And he didn't even know he was doing something that I wanted him to do until we talked about it the next day.
She's going to wait on me. Okay. Now, you know, the cool part about this whole thing is we was able to communicate about what was really going on internally, individually, right? And what that did for us is say, you know what, let me do better next time, because there's no reason to be waiting on her to bust a move when I got all opportunity and, you know, flexibility, to be real, to just go in, you know. And I think selfishly we all have that moment where we feel like, man, they ought to know, right? I shouldn't have to say that. I should be able to be watching the game and boom, it just happened, right? But there are two people in this situation. And you got two people wanting the same thing, but wanting it maybe differently, but really wanting it at the same time, right? In her head, she was saying, I want him to just grab me and just take full control. And in my head, I'm saying, man, she ought to know how I feel. She need to come over here and bust a move, right? And it's so strange because simple things like that can actually turn into ugly arguments, right?
Very ugly arguments.
And what happens if we don't quickly communicate with one another? Okay. If we don't quickly communicate with one another, these things can snowball into bigger issues that we can avoid happening simply by being able to feel comfortable with talking to each other, right?
Right.
I called the next day to say, I'm going to tell you how I was feeling. Right? I got a confession to make. Only to find out she also had a confession to make as well, to say, yo, it wasn't just you. I was feeling this way because I wanted you to X, Y, and Z.
You know, I want to say two things that I thought about in that time. Number one, you know, I don't think about who approached who often, because if I approach you, you never turn me down. And if you approach me, I never turn you down.
I'm going to take it anyway.
I mean, we just don't. Like whoever wanted, they get it. But I did sit with the fact that sometimes women forget that men want to be desired too. You know, a lot of times we get lazy in being the aggressor or the person who brings that type of intimacy up. And we believe that, you know, we have all of these images in our mind and all of these fairy tales that we've been taught about Prince Charming. He comes and he whisks you away. And so in our mind, that may be what we're thinking about all the time. That may be our frame of reference. But it's a selfish frame of reference to have because, of course, now I know that you know I got a mean crush and love all of the things. But I need to be more thoughtful about it. Although I thought I did it a lot, maybe I don't. You know, I just want to make sure I'm present enough to pick up on a sign. In those moments where maybe you actually do need to feel desired versus me getting my way.
You know, and I think that's a good way to look at it as well. I mean, I married a cougar for a reason. She pounced on me again. Why you gonna stop pouncing now? You know what I'm saying? You know, you should stop pouncing for. Keep pouncing. You started out that way. Don't stop.
I still pounce.
You should be pouncing.
Okay,
you know?
Lord.
But nah, it's definitely something that we want to break the ice with in y'all's relationships as well, because we realize that it's not us that's only thinking or feeling that way. Right. So it's like, hey, we need to throw this out there to our friends, you know, that we speak to every week to say, hey, if you guys are feeling a certain kind of way, it's time to start talking, because you never know, your person may be feeling that same energy. Like, oh man, I was wanting you to do this. And you're saying, well, I was waiting on you to, you know what? Well, now we know, right? Now we know that she probably over there waiting on me to just grab and pull over here, right? She knows, you know what?
He's waiting on me to come over there and just pounce on him. Right.
So when now the expectation is this, it should be automatic, right? Now, I'm not saying that there aren't some times that I may be tired. Or she might be tired. Right. You know what I mean? But at the same time, our responsibilities of making sure that we're pleasing one another is still first and foremost. No matter how tired you are. And there is some grace that's given.
For sure. Right? For sure.
You know, because she get me to watching the movie. As soon as that movie come on, I'm
right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Now, not to say if she don't start gracing, I'm gonna snap out of it real quick. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed the grace. Okay. So, but y'all, I think that our situation, our experience this past week was so cool to be able to talk to each other about that. It's like, hey, we got to break the ice with everybody else. So let this be a conversation that y'all can lean into to express yourselves to each other if that's the case, man, because I don't think we're the only people that experience that.
Right. And you know, with that grace, sometimes that conversation could have gone a different way.
Yeah.
It could have been, babe, I really didn't feel like it. I was tired. Now, what I do know is I'm grateful to be married to somebody that if I said that, he would take me at my word. But it's easier to take a person at their word when they say that, if that is not routine. Like that's not always something that's happening. Right. Like if every time you talk to me, I'm tired, well, we got a whole nother problem.
Yeah.
If normally I'm in, but this time I'm tired, you're gonna give me grace and I'll give you grace. Right. Because both people can be or experiences stress or it's a lot going on at work. But I also, with that situation that happened, I blew it out even broader because I think about how many times in relationships you expect your person to know something that they don't. Right?
That part.
You just expect them to know it. I expect you to know that I like this thing. I expect you to know that I'm working late on this day and you should pick up the kids. Right. That expectation and you should have known. Stop it. Because I bet you that's where most relationships see the most conflict on that you should have known. Yeah. Or I thought you knew.
Right. And we always say, you know, we can't read each other's minds. We can read each other's body language. We've been together for so long, you know certain things. Right. Like it's innate if you're paying attention. You know? But at the end of the day, we got to start verbalizing these things. Right. Now, if we're met with not being accommodated, now we have other things to discuss. We got to get to the why nots. We've talked about this. We've put these conversations on the table of discussion. We committed to X, Y, and Z, and we still haven't made headway, right? Or I see that you are still reluctant to, or you're not moving towards providing, you know, the request. Now we got to get to some of the whys, right? Then why not? Okay. What's wrong? Are there other things that's going on that we haven't discussed? Is it something that I'm doing or not doing that's making you hesitant to pull the trigger or naturally go about providing these things?
Or are you selfish? Or is this something you just flat out won't change?
That part.
You know, one of the things that I think about in my past relationship, you know how important my brothers are to me.
Yeah.
Like my family, very, very important to me. I'm very, very grateful that they are important to you too, you know, and y'all have your own relationships separate and apart from me, but they are very, very important to me. And that was a cause of conflict, you know, and he would have said something like, well, you should have known if you jumped in your car to go see what your brothers would know or what was going on with your brothers, how that would impact me, how that would affect me. You should have known I would have a problem with that.
Right.
There was a time where maybe I didn't know that he had a problem with it. And I tried to pivot and maybe move a different kind of way. But then that felt like I was giving me away. That ain't who I am. Right.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I learned from that experience, I spoke to him and I said, listen, this is a part of me that's not going to change. It doesn't bother me that I do it. It takes courage to say that.
I mean, it does.
You know,
it takes a lot of courage to say
like,
that.
I'm not going to change this.
Right.
I know me. I'm not going to change this about me. If this is something that is really problematic to you, we need to figure out a way for us to move around it. Is this a gun line issue for you? Is this something you cannot live with?
Right. You know, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, in my previous relationship, you know, they were accustomed to cooking. I'm I'm not getting in that kitchen and doing no wondrous things. It's got to be some major motivation, like pouncing on me to get me in that kitchen to work some magic, right? I just don't like cooking, right? Never been my thing. I can do it, yes. Hung around, mama showed me this, pop showed me that. But at the end of the day, that's just not my thing. But when she was tired, I know she probably expected me to kick in. And I've learned from that because it's like, all right, bro.
Right.
Can you?
Exactly.
Right? I know that ain't my thing, but, and it's like, dang, I look back at that stuff now. It's like, damn, dude, you should have went and picked up a bucket of chicken.
Right.
If you ain't going to cook it, order something, you know what I'm saying? Call in the order at Fleming's, you know what I'm saying? Right. Have a nice meal. I could have done that.
Right.
So a lot of it is selfishness because I wasn't thinking past just myself.
Right.
You know, so, you know, and I think we learn through our experiences how to make sure we mitigate some of these things going forward, or we should, right?
We should.
I mean, if you're going to be responsible in your relationships, let's learn from our mistakes and say, hey, I ain't going to wait on her to jump on me. You can go to sleep if you want to. You don't wake up. Don't go to sleep if you want to. You don't wake up. I got apparatuses. We'll wake you up. You know what I'm saying? I'll keep your eyes closed. Don't jump in now. So, you know, but you got to communicate though. You know, and it was just the funniest thing. It was like, I'm over there, kind of got hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know she know I want it. She know I want some booty. You know it. But she gonna lay her naked. You gonna lay down next to me naked. And the sheets is up.
Like, please stop.
Okay. And this we gonna do? You know? And she over there thinking to herself, oh, I want him to grab me. I'm gonna grab you guys. You know? So, but, you know, y'all, we gotta quit playing these guessing games.
We
right?
do.
We gotta quit playing, you know, Pictionary. You know, I'm sitting there with a sheet, you know what I'm saying? I'm playing Pictionary. You see these sheets moving on there. But why was it such a chore for me to say, hey, yo.
So one thing that I want all of us to do, men and women in relationships, is stop holding our partners accountable for the programming in our head. I'm holding you accountable for something I haven't even articulated. This is a part of what's in my head that I haven't said out loud, yet I am going to hold you accountable for something that I can't hear.
Audibly.
I can't hear it.
Right.
So whether the sheets are mumbling or anything or not, or however you might have been feeling, I ain't thinking about that.
You ain't see the sheets though? You saw that blanket.
I wasn't even turned towards you. I wasn't even turned towards you. And you had the movie on, then you turned it off, then you did your pillow move. And so when you do the pillow move in my mind,
I'm shutting it down.
So when you did your pillow move, quite frankly, it pissed me off a little bit. I was like,
so I was being held accountable for what was on the plan in your head.
You were like, I was big mad over there because you did like to me. That's a signal.
I'm going to sleep.
That's a signal in my mind.
Right.
That ain't nothing you ever said. You have never said to me, "Hey, listen,
when I put
if I put the pillow right here, don't bother me." That's it. But what I've gathered from that, when you put the pillow over your ears, you sleep just like that. That means, I'm going to sleep.
But
this
the
is my
pillow
force
never
field.
stopped you from nothing.
It hasn't. But when you did it,
that time,
because
you were waiting on the grab.
I was waiting on the grab, and I'm like,
yeah.
Well, all right.
I started to be real vulgar and just handle myself. And then turn over and do the pillow move. You know, I started to, you know. But I held it down. I went ahead and I went first. You know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all just got to think about how many changes we went through.
In that
30
night, what are you talking about? 15 minutes later.
Maybe 15
minutes of going through individual emotional trauma.
Exactly.
For no reason.
And not to mention, we both have those kind of triggers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, do he want me? Guess he don't want me, right? Is he enough? Guess he ain't enough. Am I enough? Guess I ain't enough.
Mm-hmm.
So I got all of that. It ain't never front of my mind, but hunted. It's deep in that little coin purse. And if I have looked in my bag for all the reasons it could be, and I hadn't found nothing, I'm going to pull out that coin purse and pop it open.
Right.
And so I'm going to pull out that mess.
All the drama.
Because that's what people do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talk about getting rid of baggage and stuff like that. We just don't carry it. It's there.
You might go pick through it.
You know, you pick through it. I had to clean out my purse today. And you pulling out stuff like, that's where that is.
Because it ain't never full.
And when I was sitting there, it is never full. But when I was sitting there going through it, I was thinking about the show today because I literally was like, we don't get rid of these bags or the stuff in it.
I'm glad you brought up, you know, the fact that we brothers, we want to be hunted.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I want a booty slap when I'm just walking by for no reason. You know what I'm saying? We might be hard, but we like it. You know what I'm saying?
I tell your
yeah, you do,
cousin.
man. I get that popping. Like a whooping sometimes. You know, but I think it's important for you ladies to know, man, we adore that about y'all. When y'all recognize us and y'all still see us as the apple of your eye, you know, we are that lion that y'all, you know, feel protected by. We want you to recognize that. And I appreciate you saying that, you know what I mean? Because that is important. You know, we know y'all ladies like it all the time. We walk up behind you, give you the kiss while you're cooking or just hug on you for no reason. You know, that's very important, you know. I just did my wife like that today. I'm moving around trying to get stuff done and she gonna get in front of me. You know, I'm like, move, girl. I'm like, move. You know, but you know, I love it. I love it, you know, because that sign of affection never gets old. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And we begin to expect that. So ladies, take heed to my message to y'all today. You know, and don't forget about us. And fellas, if we want it, you know, just go ahead and go get it, player. We ain't gonna wait on them all the time. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even need the music. I said, I'm gonna take it. I didn't even realize that's what she wanted me to do.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I felt slighted. You know what I mean? Because I was doing it, you know, like, she was like, yeah. Y'all waiting on this. So no, man. So the lesson of the day, quit putting pressure on each other for something that they haven't heard from you audibly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let's not put too much pressure on one another, man. We got to be vocal. Mm-hmm. Those things that you want, you know, say it. You know, the fantasy ideas, you know, ladies, don't be afraid to tell us, you know, sometimes I just want you to just grab me. Mm-hmm. Say it. Mm-hmm. Be ready for it, because that grab might come when you ain't thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, be expressive to us. You know? And sometimes we forget. Mm-hmm. But throw a little reminder out there, bang. All right. You know, don't be afraid to do that. You know what I'm saying? We are busy. You know, we all grown. We got real fast-paced lives.
And life work, be life in.
Children, all the things, right? Give us that grace and throw a little gentle reminder out there. You know? Hey, I see you over there, boo. You know what I mean? And that'll trigger, I'm going to grab a little butt tonight. You know, I'm gonna throw it on him tonight. You know, and ladies do the same. Yeah, I see him over there. He don't even know. As soon as he lay down, I'm
tearing him up.
I'm tearing him up. I don't care if it's a gummy worm or not. I'm gonna take it.
You know, when you said that, you hear me talk a whole lot about my grandmother, my paternal grandparents, grandmother and Grandpa Prentice. But grandmother lived next door to her sister, my Aunt Bernice, and her husband, Uncle Cecil.
That's some old black folk name.
It is. I'm old, babe. If that's my grandma's sibling, you know.
Those some old ethnic names right
you know.
there.
Uncle Cecil and Aunt Bernice. Okay? You know my cousin Lynn?
Yeah.
It's her mom and dad.
Lynn mama?
Yeah.
That's why she got that old name.
Lynn is 60. What are you talking about?
60?
Yes, my family just looks young.
Hey, Lynn.
Like we look younger than we are.
60?
Yes.
Dang, okay.
Yes. Her birthday was last month, February.
Happy birthday, man. Your old self.
I know, and she is
still looking young.
I know, tricking the people. Yeah. I know you look really like shocked by that. But Aunt Bernice and Uncle Cecil were my grandparents' ages. And I don't know why I haven't thought about that until you just said that. But
Well, old people getting booty?
well, they just were like, could
Oh,
not
hey,
keep-
mama. Oh, no. Mama got me on here conversation. Hey, mama.
Hey, mama. But they just were so smitten with each other.
That's a
like
good
the
thing.
whole time. And now I'm sitting here like literally seeing them like, ooh, hey, Cecil. And when they did it and I was a kid, I was like, oh my God, I hate going over there. Because he was just like, ooh, Bernice, you the apple of my eye. Like you. And she was like, oh, I know it.
Oh,
like,
man.
They were so cuddly.
So moral is if your kids ain't saying,
man,
you ain't doing it right.
You ain't doing it right. Listen, I am so grateful for that.
Yeah.
I am so grateful for seeing that longevity because they were married till death did them part.
Yeah.
You know, and Aunt Bernice, like grandmother, when my grandpa died, grandmother took on like a father friend. You know, or a little father friend. He would come and visit, but nothing else. But when
that she knew of.
He did not. My grandmother was a chase woman. How dare you? Like, no, he did not. Shout out to Mr. Thomas' family if you are listening. But at any rate, you know, when you think of Aunt Bernice, she just never could. She could never find somebody else. She didn't want no father friend. She didn't want nothing. And she was like late 80s when she passed away, maybe 90s. But she loved him to the last second of her breath. Because when she was declining, she said, I can't wait to get to Cecil. Wow. Like, that's where her head was.
You know, now that you say that, you know, as a child, you don't even think about Big Mama and them not marrying again.
Right.
Like, Big Mama never married again. If she had a friend, didn't nobody but God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know, and it's one of those things where it's one of the situations. Uncle Melvin, you stupid boy. You know, but I think that says a lot. You know, in your relationship.
Cause I'm telling you, I can't imagine.
Right.
It would take me up out of here.
I mean, even with Mom, and shout out to you, Mom. Mom and Pop married 57 years. 57 years. You know how many times she got tired of that food?
57 years.
And how many times you like, go ahead on, Shirley.
Right.
You know? But 57 years.
Right.
You know, and to experience, like you said, till death do us part. You know, we always hear people talk about relationship goals. But is it really?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Is it really? Because I think my mom is the personification of sticking out your relationship and seeing it through to death do us part.
Dedication.
You know, that commitment and dedication, you know.
And love. And grace.
Yeah, I mean, Mom, through the expression with the family, what we all experienced with watching and being there while Pop was in his last moments, I think all of that came to light.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
In that one moment of what commitment truly looks like. What love truly looks like.
Yes.
You know, what commitment, like dedication.
I'm telling you, babe, the peace that Mama brought Pop.
Yeah.
You know, I can't even hardly talk about it.
Man.
Like when you see that type of power of love, it is no denying it. And it's so rare to see something that's just that transcendent. Right. You know, a touch. Right. A kiss on the shoulder, her words, her voice, the sound of her voice, the way that brought Pop peace.
Yeah. Right.
It was the peace that surpasseth all understanding. Right. That was the first time I truly understood that passage.
And, you know, and I'm glad my wife was able to absorb all that. So there ain't no reason I should be laying there feeling randy the way and she don't know what she needs to do. So thank you, Mom, for helping my wife. You know? But, you know, Man, I really enjoy our platform, babe,
Mm-hmm.
because we get to talk about our real life experiences.
Yeah.
You know, and I would be a fool to think that we're the only ones to go through that.
100%.
You know what I mean? And everything that we talk about on here is like experiences either with us or experiences that we witness in other relationships. Like, nah, let's talk about that.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's very needed for us to share information and also share wisdom and share guidance on what we feel like we need to do to make sure that we don't keep falling into these holes.
Well, you know, babe, I see so many couples, and I look on social media like everybody else, you know, and see the dissension there, and think about, you know, how quick we are to give up on each other.
Oh man.
And or not to even get it going to begin with. You know, folks lingering in bad relationships that they are either unable or unwilling to bring to some kind of decent resolution, you know, whatever that may be, whether it is, okay, we need to get ourselves together and start doing the things necessary to build a stronger foundation between us, or we need to chunk deuces and move on so we won't continue traumatizing this person that's right here next to me. Because I know that's not where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
If you don't have, if your goal is not that kind of love,
desire
that's truly unconditional, truly stick to it. Stop wasting people's time. And in order for you to be able to get it, honey, you got to give it. You can't have all these things that you want somebody to show up and get, and you ain't giving nothing.
Man. And you know, man, I tell you what, babe, you spoke some power just then. And in that power, you spoke it on both sides, both genders. Man, we got to give, y'all. You know, we expect so much. Everybody wants to feel this or feel that, but we forget the feeling of giving.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? That feeling of let me be of service.
Yes.
You know, let me do. Let me be willing. Let me be giving. You know what I mean? And I feel like we cut those things off when we feel so impelled to be selfish because we want what we want so bad.
That ego.
Yeah.
You know, that is it. That pride comes before the fall. Ain't that what they say?
But where does ego and pride have room in your relationship?
I think that ego and pride don't have room in your relationship. I think that you are built up because every morning that you wake up, you hear, baby, you the prettiest man I ever seen in my life. You
know what? I thought there was other handsome men in the world, but I'm convinced I'm the only one.
He is.
I'm convinced I'm the only one because my baby says so.
He is. I'm telling you right now.
My wife told me, so all y'all fall back. All right.
He is.
Now, I'm different, fellas, because my wife has given or created the ability to give me a different type of woman on a daily basis.
I do.
I got 6 girlfriends.
You do. This is blue eyes.
One of them got brown eyes, one of them got blue eyes.
Right, this is blue eyes. This is blue eyes. Listen. And on TikTok, please go to my link, the link in my bio, and buy these contacts.
So you can give your man a different
girl every day. Every day.
Same girl, but just a twist. You know what I mean? Just a little twist. You know what I mean? So I can appreciate looking at her eyes and like, ooh, I'm gonna name her Cat. Sound like a dirty old woman. You know what I mean? but no, man, I'm really appreciative of this, man, because I think we just took some pressure off a whole lot of people.
Yes.
And we made this conversation fun. And I need y'all to understand how big we laughed when we talked about it. It's like, man, I'm over here steaming at you, girl.
Right.
And you over there steaming at me. And we were both wanting the same thing.
Right.
And didn't have the intelligence in the moment to say something, man.
You just said something while ago.
Emotional intelligence.
We didn't have the giving.
The giving.
Both of us were wanting to get.
What your boy said?
Neither one of us wanted to get. Good giving and gain. Good giving and gain.
Good giving and gain. You got to be all three of those. You got to be good. You got to be giving if you're going to gain anything. And when you gain, man, it's the gain for the both.
Right.
Right. It's not just an individual gain. It's both of us getting everything that we desire, everything we want by simple communication, audible communication about this is what I want. This is what I desire. This is what I need. This is what I would like from you. Right now, if it's some things that you saying, hey, whoa, what? Be easy, because that's also a conversation to have as well. You know what I'm saying? Don't ostracize your person. Don't pin them in a corner, because if you lose them in that communication, it's hard to get them back.
Well, you know, even to the degree where I just spoke earlier about my family and how important my family was to me. When we first met, that was one of the things that I said to you, but it also gave you an opportunity to say where you needed to be in that, how you needed to be in that. It gave me the chance to say, oh, well, yeah, that's fair. You know what I mean? But if I do one thing and your reaction is you don't value me. If that's an honest statement, you might actually feel like I don't value you. But the way you delivered it to me made me think you don't see all the things I'm doing for you. Right? And so understanding, no matter what that conversation is, that you need to be willing to listen to, be thoughtful about how you react to what you're hearing. Because I could have still been mad when you called me. And so when you said to me, I got a confession to make, I feel this way.
I put myself out there first.
You put yourself out there first, but I could have said, how you gonna be mad? And I was mad. You don't never value me. You don't never come up to me. I had the right to be upset.
Wow. True.
Because that is something that people will say.
They're still in that selfish state of mind.
Because they're not in a given mood. Because they're not hearing the person who did say something at first. They're so defensive. They're so defensive that they so convicted that they believe that whatever you're saying is an attack. And the best way to defend that is to attack back. Instead of saying, you know what? Me too, baby.
You know, I would probably take that as a cry for help. You want it again. Shut your mouth.
I do.
Shut your mouth. You just want me to do it again. I'll be home in a minute.
I love you, baby.
Sitting up there trying to act mad. You ain't even mad. So, but nah, man, that was important for us to share that moment with y'all, because it had so much weight, so much validity, and not just in that moment, but other moments. You know what I mean? Sporadic decisions that are made, you know, and controlling how we do things individually and not including our person, you know, and outside of the bedroom, you know, we got to be careful, you know, with how we go about doing our activities and forgetting that there is an attachment to us that need to be considered. You know, consideration is everything. But when we start considering without even thinking about it, that's when you know that you have actually arrived with your person. You know, it's second nature. Let me check with my wife. Let me check with my husband. You know, that would be cool. Ooh, give me a second. You know what I mean? I've definitely learned that even more, you know, dealing with our schedules now. I mean, our schedules are really heavy, you know, and before I put anything on the calendar, the first thing I do is let me check, you know, for more than one reason. You know, she may have something planned. She may have something scheduled that I don't know. It may be something that she's already engaged in signing us up for that I didn't realize. So, you know, but just that consideration first, you know, we are always first, and we always encourage people, you know, to say without the wife or the husband and or your significant other, we have to always remain first. Everything else falls in line. Us, then the kids, then everything else. You know what I mean? If it's not in that order, you may want to check your household. You know what I mean? Nothing supersedes you two first.
Nothing on earth. And, you know, one of the things tactical that I did to help me to make sure you always knew where I was in the evening for sure, is I invite you. Like, even if he's not coming, I just need it on his calendar, right? Because the first thing you would do is look at the calendar, and you'll call me sometime and say, baby, is this something I need to be at, or is this something you just put on the calendar? And I'm like, no, you don't have to be there. I got to be there, but you don't have to be there. Just wanted you. It's more for awareness than anything.
She done had me all in the women's.
I did women's and music.
I'm in there, the only dude.
It was okay.
They looking at me like, "Oh, you were here with us." No, I'm here with that one.
Yes, because I was scratching your eyeballs
I'm
out.
recording. You know.
Oh, but yeah, it's some things that he has going on, but you are always so considerate, and I really, really appreciate that. Because along with busy schedules, we have 2 kids that also have busy schedules, dance and basketball and training, and so there are a ton of moving parts in this house. So everybody has to be aligned, and Daddy and Mama sure enough do.
Especially in the middle of the night.
You want to look at some of these questions?
Man, listen. All right. So, did we do questions last week? Or did we run out of time?
We might have ran out of time.
All right, come on, y'all. Just get into these questions. I don't want y'all to think we're forgetting about y'all's questions.
Right.
And keep sending in these questions. They're really good. I appreciate y'all engaging. And it's fun to be able to, dissect some of these together. You want to go first?
I will.
All
right. So we had a caller that called in, and she was upset after a fight with her partner. She said that she wanted a special celebration for her birthday, but Mark planned a simple dinner instead.
Why you gonna throw him under the bus?
I'm sorry. She feels hurt and neglected, believing he doesn't care about what she desires. And so she's looking for advice on how to express her feelings without making Mark defensive. What's your thoughts?
Again, all I heard today was Bruno Mars, Bruno Mars, Bruno Mars, Bruno Mars. We went to brunch with some more industry friends, and they brought up, I don't know how we even got on Vegas residencies. And once she heard Bruno Mars.
They're going to the Bruno Mars show.
Oh my goodness. So, I know, and since she done already threw you out there, Mark, you know who you are. You should have been listening if she was telling you what she desired most for her birthday. Now, I ain't gonna throw your name out there. If you weren't telling Mark specifics that you would have loved to have done or have at your birthday, or even have a party, not just a basic dinner, be expressive. Listen, Mark may be as vanilla as they come, right? And if you know this, you got to draw the picture for Mark, right? You got to give him all the crayons so he can color this picture properly. But if you're giving him black and white and expecting him to come up with all the rest of the colors for this beautiful design birthday party, you're hurting yourself. Right. So this goes right in line with the original conversation of the night. Talk. Be expressive. Say what you want. Say what you like. Say what you desire. We cannot read your minds, nor can you read ours. Right? So we gotta open up. Even the deepest, most intimate things need to come out. Why? Because you chose this person to be your life partner. That's the person to give all of these things to. Look at my thumbs up. I know I did a good job. I hit it over the head. Right? So we got to make sure we're really valuing that person enough to trust them with all of the things that we hold secret in our hearts and in our minds. Give it to them. So now she finna say it's my fault. It ain't your fault, Mark. I don't care what you're gonna say today. I'm not. Mark, it ain't your fault.
I'm actually not gonna say it's Mark's fault. Because what she said was, how can I express how I feel without Mark being defensive? Okay. So what I was saying, I
missed that. I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
how you can express how you feel is start it this way. Mark, honey, I want to apologize for not being specific or illustrate things the way I saw it in my head. I can't blame you for being as vanilla as your whacktail is, because I knew this when I met you.
He's not giving. That's not wrong. That's all wrong. All wrong. That's all wrong.
So
he started it out good.
So you need to apologize to Mark for not being thorough with giving him sound direction, right? or explicit direction in what you thought he may have wanted your birthday to be.
So,
because he gonna get in his feelings if you do it any other kind of way. I'm just saying.
He probably will. This is a man.
Mark thought he did a good job, and he took it to dinner.
I know, Mark did. Y'all, you are getting you getting inside the mind of a man, because he is telling you that
Mark thought he tore it up.
He did. He thought
he did nothing. Mark, listen, player. I'll see you later. You ain't do this right, homie.
But I'm gonna fuss about Mark like you just did. Mark, you gonna have to pay more attention.
Yeah, step it up.
But I'm also gonna tell her that you can't just mention it, because that's what she said. She just mentioned it. He is right. I have said all day long, Bruno Mars. So I don't know when that gift coming, but it's coming for something.
Bruno, if you listen, holler at me.
It's coming for something, because he know that's what I want. I will tell you, I am surprised that we both do okay, and sometimes downright spectacular for birthdays and things like that. Sometimes we took 2 years off. We said, no, we're doing too much. We're doing too much. Right. We're doing too much, right? But I have to work at that, because I am not creative like my husband is. I'm not that. So I have to plan. Like, I don't remember which birthday it was when you had like 5. I think it was for 45, maybe. 5 days to 45. Okay, it was something like that. Yeah. So every day I had meticulously planned out events for all 5 days. That's a great Virgo gift. You know why? It requires planning, a skill set, there's execution. Everything has to line up the right way. That is a great Virgo gift. That's a gift I can give. But Corey will do things like tell me I'm getting nothing, and then I walk in a room and everybody I love is standing in front of me. Like, he'll do that. He'll do those kind of things. It'll be a Tuesday and he'll give me something that I wanted, but it's Tuesday. Like, it's nothing happening today. He'll do that. I'm not that. I have to focus. So I would say, if in your advice to her, it was very, very good, but you will have to slow walk him through it, because he does think that he did a good job.
Yeah, and don't rain on his good job.
Like, tell him I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Because I truly feel like Mark, put effort into it. Mm-hmm. Going to Google, picking a restaurant that he remembered you mentioned, and went on Open Table and scheduled a reservation. And he even pressed the birthday icon. And asked, is it a special occasion? Mark felt like he did it, and I'm proud of you, bro, because you did. All right, she wanted something more elaborate, so my homie, my lady friend, take it easy on Mark. Mark, he did a good job. It just wasn't up to your specs. All right, so be easy on it.
And be sincere when you say thank you.
Yeah.
I want you to know I appreciate what you did.
Yeah.
Now, when you say I appreciate what you did, mean that for sure, and appreciate what he did, and then say, you know what will be wonderful next year is if I've always wanted a surprise party, and then keep saying it and keep saying it and keep saying it.
Well, don't worry about it. Spread it.
Keep saying it.
You got 12 months to do it.
And keep saying it. And
do it every quarter. Say it every, don't do it every
Just don't say, well, my point is, don't say it once.
No, you can't say it once.
Don't say that one time and say,
Mark
well, I told him.
Mark got to change that carburetor. He got to go buy the parts, and by the time he gets on ride, he don't forget.
Mark probably wasn't even listening when you were talking that first time. No, so you're going to have to say it more than once, right? You're going to have to say it more than once. All right.
So all right. Let's get to the second. All right.
My spaghetti is good, and I'm ready to get to it. Okay,
the social media misunderstanding.
Oh, that's a good one.
My guy is frustrated and calls in to discuss a conflict with his girlfriend. Oh.
Why?
He noticed she posted a photo with an ex on social media, which he misinterpreted as a sign that she still has feelings for him. He wants to know how to communicate his feelings of insecurity and jealousy without accusing her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to let you go first.
Okay. Why did she post a picture with her ex on social media? Like,
Yeah, say a word.
why are you doing that? You don't have nothing to apologize for, sir. She does. And if she feels a way, she should. She's wrong. She's wrong. She's dead wrong. If y'all are in a relationship, why are you posting a picture with somebody you know you are not with?
Mm-hmm. You ready?
Yeah, get them.
I had to post an eviction notice right on our car window.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, listen. An ex is exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Unless your ex is friends with your new,
yes,
they ain't got no place in a whole lot of activity.
Right.
All right. I am very, very fortunate that my wife is not an insecure woman, but I made her secure by making sure she understood my relationships with people that I was involved with prior. But there's no way I'm going to make her ever feel insecure by doing some stupid stuff like that. And I'm going to call you out. Okay. That was very disrespectful. All right. Let me post no pictures with nobody else.
Right.
I mean, if that's going to be your queen and he going to be your king, that's how you
how you supposed to, like what?
Yeah, I'm thumbs up. Giving myself a thumbs up. You know, but I mean, but that opens up questions. And these are real questions.
Yes.
These ain't no just made up, I'm feeling insecure questions. Nah, you got something going on that hadn't been expressed about you and your previous relationship.
Right.
I don't care if you got some old pictures in your phone, some old videos in your phone.
Some held back for the old spank bank.
Hey, it's time to let them go.
Let them go.
Right.
You better lean into your memories.
If you doing stuff like that, posting old pictures, we got to have a full conversation. Right? Because if you're going to have somebody else going on, and I appreciate it, LeBron, you know, that was a mess. But also no closure. I don't give a damn about no closure. Right. Closure was, we go together.
Right. Tell them we go together.
We go together. That's a closure right there. So if you ain't closed that off before we committed here,
right.
Nah, player. So what I'm going to do is bring some closure.
Right.
Y'all go on and handle that over there and holler back. If I'm still available, because I'm going to be closing other doors.
Right.
And playing
I am moving
Marvin Gaye and other places.
There is no reason for that. There is no reason for you to be posting an ex. Now, I'm going to give one caveat. One caveat.
You better be good.
I'm going to be real good.
Take a swallow.
If your kid is graduating high school, for example, and you have a relationship with your ex, as does your partner.
Right.
Right? If your husband has a relationship, or they have at least a mutual respect for each other within themselves, and it's a graduation, then yes, you can post the graduation photos. But 9 times out of 10, everybody gonna be on the picture. The ex, the new husband, the grandmas, because it's a family and you are showing up for that children that you all have a mature relationship about.
I'll be hugging on my wife on that picture neither, bro.
Right.
Nah, but you're right.
There are times
when it changes the scenario.
Right, they do.
But
to a certain degree.
To a certain degree. I was about to say that. To a certain degree. You know what I mean? Because if children are even involved in this situation, now the question is, well, what's happening when y'all exchanging the kids?
Right.
What happened when you go over there and pick the kids up? I know that you've been getting back a couple of hours later. Y'all playing house. So it just opens the mind to thoughts that you don't need in your relationship.
Right.
So I would advise that y'all definitely sit down and put some boundaries up in this situation with co-parenting or exes, whatever. You need a gun line. All right. Now, give grace, because it seems like this may have been a first time, And I hope it was, and I hope it's the only time. But this is the perfect time to really discuss this, sit down and be honest with one another, and establish boundaries.
Yes.
You know, what you can and cannot do. And I hate even saying it like that because some things we should know better, right? Like I shouldn't have to tell you that this is a no-go because if I got to tell you that, that's a problem in itself.
Well, you know, here's the thing. It said a conflict with his girlfriend, right? Not a conflict with a girl he's dating. That's a difference. To me, it's different. If we go together, why are you posted up? I take a picture and I post it of me and my ex. Yeah. Why? It's bad enough for you, the ex, to be posting a picture with us. But you made a decision to post a picture with you and your ex.
That's not okay.
For what reason? It's just not okay. It's not okay. And I think he can have a conversation.
I think you need a lick back.
I would want to lick back, but we're not going to tell nobody that. We
got time for one more. So that was wrong. Should never have happened. Establish boundaries. You got the last one.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a pretty good one, I think.
The short. Yeah. This is a good one, seeing how I had my meltdown earlier today. So
we got a whole 5 minutes.
Samantha reaches out. Oh, sorry. It's okay.
Samantha
reached out after an argument with her husband over household chores. She is feeling overwhelmed and she thinks that Jake is not pulling his weight. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He claims he wasn't aware of her feelings. Okay. She is looking for strategies to communicate her needs more effectively and establish a clearer division of responsibilities. So basically, you want me to hit it?
You can give a little short and I'll come in.
Okay. So she is trying to figure out a way to express to him what she needs him to show up and do.
In the household.
The household chores.
Okay. Sam. You knew he wasn't about that cleanup life when y'all first got together. This ain't nothing new, honey. Let's go ahead and keep 100. This brother ain't been cleaning up. You were trying to be cute and I'll clean it, and that got old. Right? He got holes in his socks. He don't pour the food out properly and put it in the garbage disposal. He just leave food all in the sink. He messy. And you knew it. He don't know how to properly put toothpaste on the toothbrush without it being leaked all over the side. Now you got toothpaste run over. You knew it. This dude don't make his bed up. You thought it was cute doing it behind him. And now it's done got old. You can't complain now. You gave him permission a long time ago to be a nasty slob. And now you expecting him to do something different. And it ain't happening. All right? Because now you're making him be uncomfortable with doing something he ain't accustomed to doing, little mama. Because that's what you stepped in and became. Little mama. So blame yourself. I'm not blaming him.
No.
Okay? Did you get in his car? I bet his car clean as a whistle. That's the only thing he care about. He don't care about folding no clothes. That's your job in his mind. He don't care about putting his dishes up. That's your job in his mind. He would throw a candy wrapper on the side of the bed and that like it's cool. He's not going to dust his feet off coming in the house. He's going to walk on the white carpet. He's going to do all the things. Okay? And it's your fault because you allowed it. So blame you. Go to therapy. Talk to the therapist about it. He or she ain't going to give you no direction because all of this was your choice. You bought into this and you okayed it for far too long. So live with it or break up.
Babe.
All your Tupperware mix match, just like nephew said. Food containers. All your dishes is in his car. All your Tupperware that you've been looking for, send them Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Break up. You're going to have to love him through this. You have to love him through it. That's all I can give him.
All right.
Good luck.
So listen, you also, another solution could be,
Give up.
no, the solution can be that you or he figure out a way to be able to afford somebody to come in and help.
That part. Good job, man.
Like, cause he's not going to do it.
He's going to do it for one weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to expect that one weekend to continue.
Right.
And it's not.
And it's not. So you need to say, hey, listen, I know cleaning up ain't your thing. I can't clean all of this up by myself. So we need to have someone who comes in and cleans once a month, twice a month, whatever.
Every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks, something.
Oh, see, that is.
See?
Every 2 weeks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That is. So, no, you know, you can make provisions. But to expect him to start doing something different, that's unfair.
He's not.
It's very unfair. LeBron, you just confused the hell out of me. I like pie pan and a mason jar.
No.
You threw some old terminology. That's a South Pittsburgh just jump clean up out of you just did, big bro. But no, so that's not gonna happen. Make some provisions.
Mm-hmm.
Find you a great house cleaner that can put you on a routine. Now, what I would do is politely ask him to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you want him to take his shoes off, ask him.
Right.
Could we start a new routine with taking our shoes off?
Right.
Honey, instead of putting your clothes on the dresser or on over here, create a hamper closer to him. Mm-hmm. Right. Give him easier access to make your life easier.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's
You're
good.
gonna have to make some adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Make it easy for him to do something new.
Mm-hmm.
If you're asking him to fall into what you do, clearly that ain't gonna happen because it's not easy for him.
No.
Right.
No.
So create something easy for him. Give him easy access to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Paper plates, plastic cups. Right.
Yeah.
Because if you expecting him to wash a dish, it ain't happening. All right. So make it easy for yourself. Make some provisions and love him through it or quit.
Yeah. Listen.
And that's all, folks.
That's all. So listen, if you would like, now in our sessions, it's a little bit of this, but we are a lot more, we're digging a lot deeper into your relationship versus just our shenanigans on each
I get
Sunday.
to express freely.
Yes. So if you guys are interested in becoming a client of Love Jones Coaching, please go to www.lovejonescoaching.com. If you haven't already, make sure that you go to Amazon and order Audacious Intimacy, the 30-day guide. And if you'd like to buy the book online, you can do that at our website as well. Hey, listen, if you see, if you see an Origins event happening, you do not want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. Man. Woo!
We cut up.
I mean, for real.
Yeah. And LeBron, I ain't finna let you get out of here with this comment. She is supposed to be his helper. No, she ain't. He ain't no child. She done messed up by acting like he was her child. Mm-hmm. But no, it ain't her responsibility to be cleaned up behind no grown man. Mm-hmm. All right. And so, yes, I will be good to myself and you be good to yourself, big bro. I love you. And y'all, good night.
Good night. Whew, can't wait to get this spaghetti.
Hey, and this Sir Davis, that say,
Is it good? It's good in my little drink that you made for me. Thank you, baby.